We've just flown into the Okavango Delta of Botswana. 37% of all land in Botswana is under conservation, and few wildlife areas in the world can compare to the megafaunal diversity of the Okavango Delta. Formed by a series of geological shifts many years ago, this is the largest inland delta in the world. This breathtaking part of the world is home to a dazzling array of birds, including our golden bird for this week, the enormous Wattled Crane. Let's go birding. Botswana, in the heart of southern Africa, is well known for having some of the best wilderness areas in the world. With a full 38% of its land devoted to wildlife conservation, the country has the feeling of moving through an immense nature wonderland. This morning we're heading out from Chitabe Lodge with our ranger, Ebes, and with Dawson, and we're heading out to go and see what we can find here. The nice thing about this place is that we're on the edge of the Moremi Game Reserve, but this is a dry camp. There is water around, of course the delta's around us here, but it enables us to go out on game drive and traverse a lot of land, looking for lions, leopards, elephants, and of course, birds. Let's go birding. One of the rarer small falcons here in northern Botswana is the Dickinson's kestrel. It's a very handsome grey kestrel with a nice orange bill. We've got one right here sitting up on top of this dead tree. You can quite clearly see the nice yellow feet, the banding on the undertail. Beautiful little raptor, the Dickinson's kestrel. We've got a journey of giraffe feeding behind us here on the side of the road. Giraffe will feed on very thick acacia trees. They've got very long tongues, up to about 45 centimeters or 1.5 feet in length. Those tongues are very strong and they'll grab around the branches of acacia trees with all their thorns, grab those, break them off and eat them, particularly favoring the little leaves on the acacias. When most people think of parrots, they think of South America and Central America. Those are certainly the strongholds of the parrot family, but Africa also has a few parrots of its own. And right here we've got two Mayer's parrots nesting in a chamber above me in the tree here, in the nesting hole. You can see them poking their heads out, looking around, climbing up. Very beautiful parrots. But these small guys make a racket around here with that distinctive parrot-like call when they're in flight, and they're certainly quite common around here. The rollers are amongst the most beautiful of the African birds. We've got 5 different species which occur here in southern Africa, and all 5 of them can occur here in northern Botswana. Lilac-breasted roller, the beautiful broad-billed roller with that nice yellow bill, purple roller, which we've had. It's a very large roller, very distinctive eye stripe. And we've also even had European roller, which is obviously a migrant, comes down to here from Europe and spends the summer months here and then migrates back to Europe. Never go anywhere in Africa without my bird cam, and we're going to set this up now. It's not just for your birds at home, but also if you're out in the bush and you want to record something like a hornbill nest over here, we can leave it running, head off, go on game drive, and then come back and see what images we capture. This Birding Adventures episode is powered by Nikon, the world leader in optics since 1917, and sponsored in part by the Botswana Tourism Organization, and sponsored in part by Hobie Polarized Sunglasses, the world's best polarized sunglass, and by Coleman, legendary, quality, innovative camping gear. Lions. We've got 2 lionesses and 2 cubs hunting here on the open grasslands. There's a lioness right down at the back there, and there's another one coming across here. There's wildebeest alarm calling here. These lions are on the hunt. You can see how the youngsters and the lionesses are playing. Lions often do this before they go hunting. They'll get up from their resting site, normally under a tree, and then they'll start grooming themselves and each other. Slowly waking up, yawning, stretching, taking their time, and then they get more and more active and they start play fighting, playing with each other, running, tapping each other, bowling each other over, getting prepared for the hunt. And then normally the dominant female goes off and she means business. And they will follow her. She's got those nice black marks behind her ears. The cubs will be able to follow her in the long grass and they'll join her on the hunt. That was just out of this world to hear 2 female lionesses vocalizing like that. This is only the second time that I've ever heard lionesses vocalizing like male lions. Absolutely out of this world. That sound goes right through you. I mean, to think that that sound can be heard from several miles away. And here we are sitting right in a Land Rover in amongst it, and that sound goes right through you. Whew. That's when you know you're in Africa. The dominant female has got up and started moving off to go hunting. She makes these small, low calls to call the rest of the pride, and there's a pretty good chance that these other 3 here next to the termite mound are going to now get up and follow her. Right behind us. They've got a kill. These females have killed a wildebeest probably early this morning. The male lions have not been with them, and they are vocalizing. 2, possibly 3, maybe a single male lion are coming here to join the females and to eat their fill. You can see that tiny cub, probably only about 2 months old, really, really young, and the females are letting him feed, most often in a pride. When there's males around, the males will feed first. They'll then allow the females to feed, and the females will generally allow really young cubs to feed, but any older cubs they'll generally kind of chase off and get aggressive with. But everybody gets their full from a big meal like a wildebeest here, or a canoe, which they've just killed. Botswana is one of the last places on earth where you can watch really large prides of lions, in excess of 20 animals. Right, so we've just come back from game drive. Let's go see what shots we got of our hornbills and see what they've been up to. Oh yeah, we've got some nice images that have been taken here. 64 images of hornbills coming into the nest. I'm sure we've got a couple of good ones. This Birding Adventures episode is powered by Nikon, the world leader in optics since 1917, and sponsored in part by the Botswana Tourism Organization, and by Audubon Guides, nature at your fingertips.
This Birding from the Edge segment is brought to you by Nikon, manufacturers of the Edge line of optics.
One of the traditions when you go on game drive here in Botswana is to do dung spitting competitions. Myself and Dawson, we're going to line up, have a line here. The rules are simple. You got to take a piece of dung, select your piece of dung, put it in your mouth, lubricate it as much as possible, and you've got to run and you've got to spit your dung as far as you can. The person that spits the dung the furthest wins.
And he's done it. Nice.
Yes! Yes! Woo! This is Birding from the Edge. Picked up fresh tracks here of what looks to be a large male leopard, and he's moving down this road along here. You can see that the tracks are pretty fresh here. It's on top of the dew from this morning, so it's sometime probably in the last hour. Eebs has just picked up tracks of a female here as well, so it looks as though we've got a male and a female leopard. They've been moving down the road here side by side. We're going to try and track them until we find them. You can see here, African wildcat. You can see the blood around the neck. Leopard has taken it, killed it, dragged it in here, hasn't fed on it. This is competition for a leopard, this thing right here. We've been looking for about 2 hours now. We've picked up the tracks again coming out of this block, crossing this road, which means that they're headed in that direction. And now we're going to go and try and circle around and see if they come out on the other side. It's looking more likely. Initially I thought it was a male and a female. It's looking more likely now to possibly be a female and a male cub. Just watch out, they might be in this thick stuff here. These leopards are following impala tracks here. There's impala tracks going through, crossing the road into this side. And it looks like they're stalking impala by the tracks here. We've checked all the roads around here. There's nothing coming out. These leopards are in here. They're hunting, or they have hunted, one of the two, and they're somewhere in this block. We're going to take the vehicle in and see if we can get a closer look. You got tracks? Tracks right here. We're getting close to this leopard. Okay. We're getting really close now. We've got an alarm call of a Franklin right here. These leopards could be anywhere in here. There they are. We've got the leopards under the trees. Look at them, 2 of them lying under the tree. See them? Lying under the tree in the shade. Yes, we found the leopards. 2 of them together. It's a mother and a cub. A mother and a big male cub, just like we thought from the tracks. That is awesome. Great job, Eebs. Give me a 5. Check that out. Yes. So we've been watching these leopards for about 5 minutes and noticed how they're panting. They've really been panting, and then Eebs looked across, was scanning the area, and sure enough, under this tree, we've got the remains of an impala kill, still with a lot of meat on it. So they probably killed this impala in the last hour. As we were tracking them, they went across, they killed an African wildcat, they left it, they kept going till they got into this area, and then they killed an impala and dragged it underneath this bush. I have never, in all my years, seen a leopard with 2 different color eyes. We know it's something that happens in humans quite a lot, but to see it in a big cat like this is spectacular. 1 green eye, 1 amber eye. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. You can see the male cub now is even bigger than his mom. So he's probably about 15 to 16 months old now. He'll be seeking independence very shortly. Won't be with mom for very much longer. I tell you, it's really unnerving being this close to a leopard. I don't care if this guy is only 16 months old, but this is a big leopard already. He's already bigger than his mom. You can see his big head, wide neck with a beautiful black necklace. But when he snarls at you like that, boy, is it unnerving. And the amazing thing here is that we were parked, I don't know, probably 30 feet from the mom and him, and he just came straight up to us. Young leopards get really, really inquisitive until they get to the age when they leave their mum. And he's getting to this age now, but he hasn't lost his curiosity. What an experience being 4 foot from one of the apex predators of northern Botswana. All the places we stayed at in Botswana were so warm and hospitable, and Chitabe was no different. The accommodations were absolutely out of this world, the food was so tasty, and the people, well, the people of Botswana are just absolutely so warm and so friendly.
Life is good, man, in Botswana. I tell you, it's unbelievable.
This Birding Adventures episode is powered by Nikon, the world leader in optics since 1917, and sponsored in part by the Botswana Tourism Organization, and sponsored in part by Wingscapes, manufacturers of the bird cam. This morning we're heading out with Eebs, our guide from Chitabe. Chitabe is situated on the southern edge of Moremi here in northern Botswana. We're going in quest of one of the most endangered species of crane in the world. The difference is this morning, we're going on foot. And who knows what we're going to come across here in the African bush. Let's go birding. So we've just come through some fairly thick thorn scrub over here. And this is perfect habitat here for wattled cranes. These open, damp areas is exactly where they like to hang out. And we've just got to look for basically enormous white birds, white and grey birds. We've got an elephant right here. It's a bull or a female. Oh, there's a breeding herd. That's not good. We've got a whole breeding herd of elephants here. We're trying to look for wattled cranes. We've just come across a breeding herd of elephants. Let's back off out of here. Go back. Oh, there's a big bull coming towards us. Do you see him? Okay, wait. I love being in the African bush on foot, and I love being able to track birds on foot too. But let me tell you, don't ever do this on your own in Africa, ever. You always want to be out with a trained guide and a rifle. Absolutely, this is the kind of stuff that you can come across, and you need to be very, very careful. If you're not trained in being in the African bush, stay on a vehicle and bird from the vehicle rather. Well, we've just been walking through the bush after that exhilarating experience, and now we've come across 6 wattled cranes here in this flooded open area. They're about 200 yards away from me here, just feeding on the other side of this pan. We got beautiful light on them this morning. You can see those nice white necks, those grey backs, and of course the red on the bill. This is the largest crane species in Africa. It reaches about 5'7", so nearly 6 foot tall. They are really monstrous cranes. They're also the most endangered cranes in Africa. There's only about 7,000 wattled cranes left on planet Earth. Now we're going to see if we can close this distance to get some shots here. We need to close it by about 50 yards and get some good footage. So we're going to try and use this tree as cover and get a little bit closer. We're going to creep up very very slowly. We've got 2 wattled cranes between the trees there. Oh man, look at that standing together. You can see the wattles coming down from their faces. Look at the white-faced whistling ducks in the foreground. With 3 wattled cranes coming in. Look at that. We're only probably 100 yards from them now. We've managed to sneak up on them. Wow. Got these cranes displaying, opening their wings. They're doing a little mating dance here. Presenting each other with sticks. Yes, spectacular. Our golden bird, the wattled crane. For more information on birding and travel in Botswana, log on to the Botswana Tourism Organization website.